Is Charlie Kirk assassinated? The aftermath as Crazies celebrate his demise. Now, all of today's topics come courtesy of Dash Attack, who thankfully has taken the initiative in recommending his own topics. So, Dash, why don't you lay the groundwork for this topic of the day?
Yeah, so I was recording one of my videos when I saw the news about what happened. He was still alive by that time, but given that he was like shot in the neck, it really wasn't looking good. But you know, a part of me just really thought just a miraculous hope he'd somehow make it out without becoming paralyzed or anything. And you know, I kind of expected it. I honestly, but I was hoping. And really the reactions, oh, hello, Riot Kitty. I'm just going to put her up. She's been a long time subscriber to the channel. And just seeing, just people in the entertainment industry, especially dumbass kids on Reddit. You expect that shit from them because they're trash anyway. But all these game devs under Sony and Microsoft acting like terrible people. It's kind of heartbreaking because as a gamer, we kind of we just assume we buy the game and we're gonna have fun. And then really, you have people who actively hate the people buying the games, working on the games, and it's
something that you see it. It's disgusting, Dash. It's to us, it's sort of okay, we want to do this to wind down. We do it for therapeutic reasons, like Galaxy just said. When everything happened with Charlie Kirk, rather than sort of immerse himself in it. Let me game to wind down to not think about it. And it's very hard not to think about it when the people who are developing those games are cheering what happened, glorifying what happened. And, Dash, you and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago with Kate Sinwar making that post on Blue Sky where she reposted somebody calling for violence. And that was a month ago. And now here are the chickens coming home to roost. And the next thing this woman says is, I'm really mad because Blue Sky is not letting me say the horrible things that I want to say. Which I think Blue Sky did that to protect these people from the consequences that now a lot of these people are going to have to face.
To protect them, not themselves?
Yes.
I mean, for me personally, earlier today I was playing a bit of Expedition 33, and for weeks now I've been trying my best to defeat Simon. And this guy took me an hour to finally kill this motherfucker. But I'm telling you, I have never had a more challenging experience playing a game than trying to beat Simon, who has, his first form, then you beat him, then he's got the second form. 2/3 of the way through that second form, he has a third form, which is even more fucking difficult after he eliminates your three people.
Yeah. Spoilers. Don't talk too much about spoilers.
But
Dash, I know we have a donation, but before get to that,
just pull it with the spoilers.
Dash. Even on easy mode, it's not easy. It took me a fucking hour, and that was the fifth time of asking.
I think the biggest problem with Expedition 33 is that the dodge and stuff is really tight.
Yeah, so it is, but it's that challenge. I enjoy that challenge part of it, although I need to get much further in the game. When I'll get to it one day in the year 2033 when I'm finally at that point in my backlog. And Galaxy will tell you that's another reason I'm too crude for YouTube, because when I get on a difficult boss, all you hear is screaming and expletives for 10 minutes.
I do have the problem too.
Part 2 of the game. I got to part 2 after the big, the part where Ben Starr comes in. And
Yeah.
so I'm, I will continue the game at some point, and I'll be sure to try and prep for that Simon fight and any emotional damage that might entail. And shout out to Furious Dan. Thank you so much, my dude, for the support. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, man.
Yes, thank you, Furious Dan. I appreciate your donation. I do not appreciate the fact that you couldn't spell guys properly. It's not guy is. Doesn't need a apostrophe, but thank you nonetheless. Now, for those who are unaware, just to give you guys some context, if you've been living under a rack for the last few days, Charlie Kirk, while hosting a debate event at the Utah Valley University a few days ago, was shot dead in the neck. Blood was gushing everywhere. I personally think he died as soon as he got shot, because that is not the sort of thing you can survive. It ain't getting shot in the ear. I can tell you that.
And
that's.
I'll say this because I got a little, we got a little flack because we actually posted the full up close clip, which is something you can't do on YouTube but can do on some of these other platforms like I'm on. And I explained sort of my logic behind it, and my logic behind it is not that I want to glorify what happened in the slightest. I think it's a horrible, horrible thing. It's that I think people needed to see it to understand exactly what these people are celebrating, because when you see it and you see exactly what happened and you see this man shot in that way, it's not meant to hurt anyone or in terms of feelings who has to watch it. It's you need to understand what the people who are celebrating this think about Charlie Kirk, what they think of you, what they want for you, what they would have said a year ago had the attempt on Donald Trump's life been successful. We are peering into a window of that reality right now. And it's terrifying, because how can any decent human being, this is not a political thing, this is a human thing.
Absolutely.
How can anybody look at that and say, I'm glad that happened to somebody?
I think just look at the picture of him and his girls. Like, just look at the picture. Like, they don't have a dad anymore. Like,
that hit me very, very hard.
Well, didn't he have a son and a daughter?
No, he had two daughters.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to point out, just to lay down the groundwork, because Dash gave his where he was when he heard about it. For me, it was 15 minutes before the start of the last network show, System Crash, on Wednesday. We were supposed to, and we ended up promoting Nick Phoenix and his comic projects, but the majority of the show was overshadowed by the recent development that was literally half an hour to an hour old as we were deep into the live stream. It was the first time the network had ever really been in a hot topic emergency situation. And, for a panel of mostly greens, folks, mostly fresh bloods, I call them crazies, because you never know what will happen with Noise and his panels. But I think for a green panel, we did very well. But looking back at it, I'm thinking to myself, we could have done better. But that's with the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah, and also here's the thing, because I was there with you when that happened. It was the shock of it, I think, affected people. There were, again, we had, I think, about at one point 10 people on the panel at the same time. And it's like people don't even know how to gather their thoughts when you tell them something like that, because it's so surreal, it's so unthinkable to us that it happened and the way that it did. And again, from the moment that you heard about it, which was 15 minutes before the show, to the end of the show, which right at the end of the show is around the time they announced that that he had passed away. They confirmed that it went from him being shot to taking the critical, to them confirming that he had passed away by the end of that show. So we were there for pretty much the entire incident.
Well, I credited the Grok AI system for actually giving all the relevant information at the time so much quicker than 14 months ago when Trump was nearly assassinated. Folks, just switch the situations. Instead of the ear, it was his neck. The whole course of history would be radically different as Dash's profile stares into space. You can see that. But
Here,
yeah,
let me recalibrate.
it's all right. But the point I'm making is, folks, that's why I put it in the title of this topic. Crazies are celebrating the demise of Charlie Kirk, and to boil this down as clearly and as concisely as I can, they're celebrating his demise because he is the embodiment of the movement they want to destroy. And thank you to Helzo for the 5 Bulgarian. I hope you're doing well, my good man.
Hey, man. Hail to all. Thank you so much.
We appreciate Helzo, a Bulgarian who doesn't speak English as a first language, but can spell, unlike Furious Dan, who speaks English as a native first language and cannot spell. Long live the American educational system. But really thinking about it, the whole loony bin of people celebrating Charlie Kirk's demise, it's not just isolated fringes, folks. We're talking game developers, we're talking companies, we're talking about a lot of people in a lot of high positions of power.
The military, too.
Yes.
Yeah, military educational system. There's an overwhelming amount of professors, school teachers that are getting caught saying these things. These are people teaching your children in the United States.
All you have to do is type in Charlie Kirk on X, and you'll see all the discourse as someone's smoke alarm goes off or something.
Well, none of us are black, so I'm confused about that one.
Oh my! Well, you never know. I heard my mentor tell me a story, Jose, of a content creator, a VTuber, who was a black woman but was an Italian man behind the facade. It does happen, Mama Rocco. It does happen, indeed. But Red, could you give your thoughts in regards to all the crazies celebrating Charlie Kirk's demise?
Well, they're pretty much just like demonic and subhuman. So it's just that's all I can say about them. That they're just they need to they just need to that and
we're gonna